Okay, guys, we are learning about capitalizing and punctuating titles. We will use this when doing to seek articles, so we need to know how to do this. Ready? What is a title? It's the name of a book, a composition, or other artistic work. Here it is used in a sentence. The author, and the title of a book. Here are a list of titles you have read or watched this year and last year. I want you to notice how we have quotation marks, how we have underlining, how we have italicized words, and I want you to notice all the capitalization in these titles. Flamingo Facts, Flying Drones, Thunder Rolling in the Mountains, all the way down to A Landscape of History. I also want you to notice that there are no titles at there are no periods at the end of these titles. Look again, not a single period. Nope. So no periods. Every once in a while you'll have a question mark or an exclamation point. Very rarely do we have any type of punctuation. Okay, so we're going to start with capitalization. Always capitalize the first word, the last word, and all the important words. This will be almost every word in between except for these following words. Articles, un, and the. Prepositions, as, by, for, in, of, on, and to. And short conjunctions. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Also called the fanboys. Yeah, I don't know if you ever learned that about your conjunctions. Okay, so words that are not capitalized are usually words that contain 1 to 3 letters. They are not nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. So, by, for, these are what they typically look like. The word from, even though it is a preposition, 4 letters, we're still going to not capitalize it. Okay, so here's some examples. Thunder Rolling in the Mountains by Scott Odell. Notice these the first word is capitalized, the last word is capitalized, the important words are capitalized, but not these. The Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. The first word is capitalized, the last word is capitalized, and all important words, tortured and poets, are all capitalized because they're all either nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. The song Sign of the Times by Harry Styles. The first word is capitalized, the last word is capitalized, but that's it. These are unimportant words. They are prepositions and conjunctions or articles and not necessary to capitalize. Okay, so let's practice. Which words need to be capitalized in this book title? There's a boy in the girls' bathroom. You and your group decide. Go. Okay, let's come up with the answer. The first word, the last word, and all the important words. The important words are boy and girl because those are nouns. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. You and your group decide. Go. All right. We should have the first word, the last word, and all the important words. So Potter is important and sorcerer is important, but and the are not. And I want you to notice here, it says, you might notice all capital letters on the cover of some books, like if you look here, and the Sorcerer's Stone. This is okay if you're a publisher and you're writing a book and you want to make your cover look however you want your cover to look. However, if you are a student, which you are, and you are writing about this book, you are not allowed to use all caps in a title. Got it? Good. Okay, here's the next title, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You and your group decide, go. Okay, the first word, the last word, and all the important words. So lion is important, witch is important, but the article and article, the article, not important words. So we don't capitalize them. Okay, now we're going to be talking about underlining. For complete or large, long works that sit on the shelf is when you underline these. So examples would be books, magazines, movies, plays, music albums, newspapers, works of art, long poems. If a piece is large enough to be organized by sitting it on the shelf, and you'll watch the video next and you'll understand what I mean, then you're going to underline it. I want you to imagine the shelf as the line underneath the title. So watch this video now, please. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch it again. I won't do that to you. Okay, but then we also have quotation marks. Now, you remember using quotation marks when we did evidence, right? And we were saying word for word from the text and we quoted the author, but they're also used for titles, but they're used for small works or parts of a complete work, such as book chapters in a book, songs on a song album, poems inside of a book, and articles inside of a magazine. So here, watch this video. That's me. Did you know? Did you know? That's me. Okay. So now we're going to do some practice. Okay. So which titles need to be underlined because they are larger works? A, there's an article called Fortnite. B, there's a book called The Phantom Tollbooth. Or C, a song called Anti-Hero. You and your group decide. Go. Pause your video. Okay, now here's the answers. It's a book, The Phantom Tollbooth. Articles and songs are small works. What about this one? Which titles need to be underlined because they are larger works? A, the magazine Sports Illustrated. B, the poem Monsters I've Met by Shel Silverstein. Or C, the music album Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Pause your video and you decide. Okay, the answer is there's two. A magazine can sit on the shelf, Sports Illustrated, and also the music album Short and Sweet can sit on the shelf. Okay, now you have an assignment to do as a group. The directions. Read each sentence below and underline or put in quotation marks the literary work title. So first we're going to remind ourselves what we've learned here. Underline titles of major works when you write them in a sentence. Smaller works are put in quotation marks. And look, right on the paper, it tells you what things need to be put in quotation marks. So if you see poems, short stories, songs, essays, and articles, make sure you're putting them in quotation marks. So we're going to do this one together. Number one, we read The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. So as a group, decide which words are the title in this, in the sentence. Okay, so the title, once you find it, highlight it. So we found it, it's called The Hunger Games. And so we highlighted it with a highlighter. And then you as a group decide, is it a large work or a small work? And then if it's a large work, I want you to underline it. And if it's a small work, I want you to put quotation marks around it. Okay, pause the video now and complete this worksheet as a group. When you are finished, continue to play the video, which has the answers. Okay, here's what I want you to do now. I want you to pick up a colored pen. It can be a marker, a colored pencil. Correct your own paper. I want you to put an X next to any incorrect answers only. At the top of your paper, count how many you have correct and put it on a fraction over the number 10. So if you got 2 wrong, that means you got 8 correct, and you're going to make a fraction 8 out of 10 and put it at the top of your paper. After you're finished, turn in your paper wherever your teacher has told you to turn in papers. Okay, here are the answers. Number 1, we read The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. The Hunger Games is a book, and you are going to underline it because it can sit on the shelf. The article, and notice article, it tells you up here, article. The article, What's for Lunch, was about what students like to eat for school lunch. Put quotation marks around the whole title, What's for Lunch. Notice that the L is not capitalized here, and that is very bothersome to me. By chance, if you notice that and you made this into a capital L, come and see me. Number 3, my favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a book, and you can tell what the first word is because there's a capital T just sitting here. So To Kill a Mockingbird is the whole title. It needs underlined. Charles is a short story written by Shirley Jackson. Look up here. Short story. Short story. So we're going to put Charles, which is the name of the short story, in quotation marks. Snow White is a famous Disney movie. Okay, Snow White is the name of the movie, and we're going to underline it because the movie can sit on the shelf. Number 6, we watched The Wizard of Oz on TV, on television. The Wizard of Oz was a movie in movie theaters, so it can also sit on the shelf. So it is underlined. The poem, Paul Revere's Ride, is about the British invasion of America. So you're going to find the whole name of the poem and put quotation marks around it. Up here, it says poem. Number 8, the poem Mother to Son has a great theme. It's a poem. So Mother to Son is the name of it. We put quotation marks around both. We put at the beginning and at the end. Number 9, Robert Frost wrote the famous poem, The Road Not Taken. It, again, is a poem. It says right here that poems are quotation marks. So put quotation marks around The Road Not Taken. And number 10, a lot of kids like the movie Cars. It is a movie. It can sit on the shelf. Cars is underlined. And that is the end. Don't forget, capitalize the first word, the last word, and all important words.